Welcome to The Shift. I'm Dean.
And I'm Akasha. We cover the latest in all things science, technology, and culture, with new episodes dropping every Monday.
From the latest advances in knowledge systems and information theory to exploring emerging mediums of art and medicine. Join us as we do bite-sized deep dives on the latest.
The shift is now.
Hey everyone, so you know we love to keep our ears to the ground for anything new and groundbreaking in AI. Well, get this. Today's deep dive is taking us straight to the heart of liquid foundation models, LFMs for short. And let me tell you, the hype around these things is seriously off the charts.
And it's not just hype either. We're talking potential game changer here, like state-of-the-art performance, but with a twist, because these models, they're leaner, way more efficient, and poised to shake up the world of AI as we know it.
Okay, color me intrigued, but before we get ahead of ourselves, let's break this down for our listeners, shall we? What exactly are foundation models, and why are these LFMs causing such a stir?
Excellent question. To really grasp LFMs, we got to start with, well, the foundation, right? Think of these foundation models like the heavy lifters in the world of AI, these massive neural networks trained on mountains of data, able to do things like generate text, translate languages, you name it, they've been revolutionary. But
There's always a but, isn't there? What's the catch with these foundation models?
well, they're not exactly known for being lightweight, you know? I'm talking massive computational power, huge energy consumption, the kind of resources only the big players have access to.
So basically, picture a supercomputer the size of a small building, guzzling energy like there's no tomorrow.
You're getting the idea. And that's where LFMs come in. Instead of just making models bigger and bigger, Liquid AI took a step back and said, hold on, what if we could get the same or even better performance with a fraction of the size and resources? And that's precisely what they've gone for with LFMs.
Less is more, huh? I'm liking the sound of this, but how did they pull it off? What's the secret sauce that makes LFMs so different?
It's a fundamental shift in architecture, my friend, a laser focus on efficiency. Imagine a traditional large model like, say, a giant cruise ship. Impressive, but not exactly nimble.
Okay, I'm with you. Keep going.
Now, LFMs, on the other hand, they're more like a fleet of those high-speed catamarans, you know, achieving incredible agility and speed by using something called structured operators.
Structured operators. All right, now you're just using fancy words to sound smart. Break it down for us.
Essentially, instead of one massive network trying to do it all, LFMs break down tasks into smaller, more manageable pieces, you see. These structured operators, they're like specialized modules within the model, each one optimized for a specific kind of computation.
So instead of one generalist trying to juggle everything, it's more like a team of specialists, each with their own area of expertise. That makes sense.
Exactly. And this modular approach, it has some major implications, not just for performance, but for the whole future of how we build and deploy AI.
All right, you've got my attention, but do these LFMs actually live up to all the hype? What kind of performance numbers are we talking about here?
Get ready to be impressed. We're talking outperforming significantly larger models on some of those gold standard AI benchmarks, and not just by a small margin either.
Okay, now you have to give us some specific examples. Lay it on us.
Well, let's take MMLU, for instance. That's the one that measures multitask language understanding. The initial LFMs, and get this, there are three sizes: a 1.3 billion parameter model, a 3.1 billion, and a whopping 40 billion. They've absolutely blown past expectations.
Hold on. Did you say a 1.3 billion parameter model is going toe-to-toe with much larger models? That's almost unheard of.
You heard that right. And it's not just MMLU either. These LFMs are putting up some serious numbers across a bunch of benchmarks, everything from common sense reasoning to answering your trickiest questions.
So these things are the real deal, huh?
Mm-hmm.
But remind us again, why does all this efficiency even matter? Is it just about bragging rights?
Not even close. This is about more than just performance. It's about sustainability, accessibility, the whole shebang. Think about it. Traditional large models, those things are resource hogs, massive data centers, enormous energy bills. It's just not sustainable in the long run.
You mean the massive data centers and those outrageous energy bills?
Yeah.
Not exactly environmentally friendly.
Exactly. LFMs, on the other hand, they have the potential to drastically reduce the carbon footprint of AI, making it greener, more sustainable, and more accessible to everyone, not just those with deep pockets.
Now that's what I call a win-win. But beyond the whole saving the planet aspect, this efficiency has got to come with some other perks, right?
Absolutely. Smaller models mean we can finally start running sophisticated AI on everyday devices, things we use all the time.
Wait, are you saying I could have state-of-the-art AI on my phone? Now, this is getting interesting.
That's the promise LFMs hold, my friend. And it's not just about convenience either. It opens up a whole new world of personalized AI experiences tailored to our individual quirks and needs.
Okay, I am officially on board with this whole smaller is smarter philosophy.
Yeah.
But let's not get ahead of ourselves. There's got to be a catch, right? Okay, I'm picking up what you're putting down, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Every exciting new tech has its limitations, right?
You're absolutely right. Always a good dose of healthy skepticism. It's super early days for LFMs, and just like anything new, there are bound to be a few hiccups along the way.
So let's talk about those hiccups. What are some hurdles LFMs still need to clear?
Well, even Liquid AI, the masterminds behind all this, they're upfront about the fact that this first generation, it's not about checking every single box.
Oh, really? Like,
Yeah. For example, tasks involving this thing called zero-shot code generation, where you basically ask the model to whip up some code without giving it any specific examples, that's still a bit of a head-scratcher for LFMs.
interesting. So what else?
And when it comes to crunching numbers with pinpoint accuracy, those traditional beefier models, they still seem to have the upper hand, at least for now.
So it's not like LFMs are about to show up and take over the entire AI scene overnight.
Not quite. It's more like they're shaking things up, opening up a whole new realm of possibilities, and making us rethink how we approach AI altogether.
That's what we like to hear, challenging the status quo. But speaking of new approaches, didn't we touch upon this whole adaptability thing with LFMs? Something about structured operators.
You've got a great memory. Remember how we talked about LFMs being like having a team of specialized AI modules all working in sync?
Yeah, like a well-oiled machine, each part with its own specific job.
Exactly. And this whole modular design, it's not just about efficiency, it's about making these models incredibly adaptable and customizable, you see.
Okay, I think I see where you're going with this. So instead of one massive model trying to be a jack of all trades, LFMs are more like, oh, I don't know, a high-end modular synthesizer.
Now you're speaking my language.
You can swap out components, tweak the settings, and get the perfect sound for any genre, right?
Spot on. And that's a key point. Liquid AI has been hammering home. They're not just tossing these LFMs out there and hoping for the best. They're actively encouraging developers to roll up their sleeves, experiment, customize, really put these models through their paces.
So it's more of an open door policy, a collaborative approach to AI development. I like the sound of that.
Absolutely. They're all about transparency and collaboration. It's refreshing, really.
And this whole adaptability thing, I'm guessing it goes beyond just different types of data, right?
You're one step ahead of me. Remember how we were talking about LFMs being way more efficient and potentially capable of running on everyday devices?
Yeah, the whole AI on your phone thing, it still blows my mind.
Well, their adaptable design means they can be tweaked and optimized for different types of hardware, too.
So no matter what you're working with, a super-powered cloud computing platform or something a little more, shall we say, pocket-friendly, there's potential to tailor these models to your specific needs.
You got it. It's like the difference between needing $1 million recording studio and being able to produce studio quality tracks right on your laptop.
That's a game changer for sure, especially for folks who've been stuck on the sidelines because of all the hardware hurdles.
And it's not just about convenience. This adaptability opens up a whole new universe of possibilities for AI applications in fields like healthcare, manufacturing, education, you name it, areas where resources might be tight, but the potential impact of AI is absolutely massive.
It's like we're breaking down those barriers and making AI accessible to everyone, not just the big tech giants. And that's a beautiful thing.
I couldn't agree more. And the best part is, we're just scratching the surface here. This is just the first generation of LFMs. Can you believe it?
Okay, now you're really getting me excited. What's next for LFMs? Give us a sneak peek into the future.
Well, for starters, remember, we've been mostly focusing on language tasks so far.
True, that's kind of in the main event.
But data, it comes in all shapes and sizes. Images, videos, audio, sensor readings, you name it. And Liquid AI has already dropped some hints about LFMs designed specifically for these other modalities.
Now we're talking. That opens up a whole new dimension of possibilities.
And it's not just about new flavors of data either. Liquid AI has also been dropping hints about exploring completely uncharted territory with LFMs, particularly in specialized fields like finance, biotech, even consumer electronics.
Sounds like they're covering all their bases. But with all this talk about the future, let's bring it back down to earth for a second.
Sounds good to me. What do you have in mind?
Well, we've established that LFMs have the potential to shake up the AI world, making it more accessible, adaptable, opening up possibilities we haven't even dreamed of. But let's get down to brass tacks here. If someone's listening to us right now thinking, all right, I want to get my hands dirty with these LFMs, what can they actually do? Are these things available to the public yet, or what?
That's the best part. They are. You don't have to just take our word for it. Liquid AI has actually made these LFMs available for people to play around with on a bunch of different platforms.
No way, really? Where can they find them?
Well, there's this thing called the Liquid Playground. Very cool stuff. And they're on Lambda too, which offers both a chat interface and API access. And let's not forget Perplexity Labs.
So they're not just hiking this up, they're actually putting it out there for people to experience firsthand.
Exactly. And remember how we mentioned earlier that Liquid AI is all about getting feedback from early adopters?
Yeah, the whole tell us what you think even if you break it approach.
They're serious about making these models the best they can be, and that includes getting everyone involved.
It's a breath of fresh air, especially in an industry that can feel pretty tight-lipped and competitive at times.
Totally. It's like they're embracing this whole open innovation thing, and that's huge for the future of AI as a whole.
It's like planting a seed and watching it blossom into this vibrant, collaborative ecosystem of AI innovation. Pretty amazing if you ask me.
I'm with you on that one.
But before we get lost in all the possibilities of the future, let's bring it back down to earth for a moment.
Sounds good. What are you thinking?
We've talked a lot about how LFMs could democratize AI, make it more versatile, unlock all sorts of crazy possibilities across industries. But on a more personal level, I'm curious, what could you, dear listener, do with this technology if it was right there at your fingertips? What problem would you solve? What creative masterpiece would you unleash upon the world? The potential here is truly mind-blowing. It really gets you thinking, right? What amazing things are people going to come up with when they have this kind of power in their hands?
It's an exciting time to be a part of it, that's for sure.
Absolutely. So looking back, we've covered a ton of ground today, all the technical ins and outs of LFMs, the potential benefits, the challenges, the whole 9 yards. But if we had to sum it all up, would you say LFMs are like a turning point, a real game changer for AI?
I think you hit the nail on the head with that one, For years, it's been all about bigger is better in AI research, just scaling up models to astronomical sizes with this idea that more muscle equals more intelligence.
Right, like the whole throw more data at it approach.
Exactly. But LFMs, they're turning that idea on its head, showing us you can get amazing performance with solutions that are more streamlined, adaptable, I'd even say elegant.
Elegant, I like that. It's like we're moving beyond this brute force approach to AI and into something much more, I don't know, refined, more nuanced.
Absolutely. And that shift in thinking, it has some huge implications for the future. Imagine AI not being stuck in these giant data centers, but accessible to anyone with a smartphone, a tablet, something you can hold in your hand.
It's like leveling the playing field, making AI a tool for everyone, not just the big tech companies.
Exactly. And that's exactly the kind of future Liquid AI seems to be pushing for, not just creating a new type of AI, but a whole new AI ecosystem, one that's all about openness, working together, and accessibility.
It's like planting a seed and watching it grow into this amazing forest of AI innovation. Pretty powerful stuff.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
And with that image in mind, I think it's time to leave our listeners with one final thought-provoking question to chew on as we wrap things up.
I'm all ears.
So we've talked about how LFMs could change the game for AI, making it more accessible, more adaptable, and opening up all sorts of possibilities across the board. But let's bring it back down to you, the listener, for a moment. What could you accomplish with this technology if you had it right now? What problem would you solve? What amazing thing would you create? The possibilities, they're truly endless, aren't they?
Now, those are the questions everyone should be asking themselves. The future of AI, it's unfolding right before our eyes. And it's up to all of us to shape it, to use it wisely, ethically, to make sure it benefits everyone.
Couldn't agree more. Thanks for joining us on this incredible deep dive into the world of liquid foundation models. It's been a wild ride.
My pleasure.
Until next time, keep those minds curious, keep asking questions, and we'll catch you on the next exciting adventure exploring the ever-evolving world of technology.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Join us on October 10th for the Shift event hosted by SF Tech Week.
If you like today's podcast, share your thoughts on X, Instagram, or Facebook. We'll be reposting our favorite comments. And that wraps up this episode. Thank you for tuning in. And remember, the shift is now. Agency, powered by 5D Studios.